When we think about ISSA, we often think about advocacy, education, events, and the broader mission of advancing the cleaning and facility solutions industry worldwide. But behind every campaign, behind every announcement, every initiative that reaches members, there's a team working intentionally to tell that story and to tell it well. Today, we're sitting down with someone who lives and breathes strategy and creativity, focusing on marketing and not just about promoting programs, but shaping how the association connects with members, partners, and the industry at large. So it's my pleasure to welcome Sarah Ries. How are you today, Sarah?
I'm doing well.
Great to get with you today. I know we've worked together for a couple of years. We've done trade shows and events, and you're my marketing person in media. But let's go personal to start. Are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
Tell us about yourself and your family.
See, it's me and my husband and our 3-year-old daughter. We are based out of Washington State. My husband and I got married out here and fell in love with it, and we moved out like pretty much immediately within a couple months. So we're in Olympia, Washington, just living the life of toddler parents, trying to keep up.
It sounds like a busy household for sure.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
We are working on the value of hand washing, hand hygiene. So I know we've got Hand Hygiene Day coming up later this year. Oh, we'll be hitting on that hard with her.
So are you taking your work home? Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely. Well, I work from home and some days she's here, so she picks up a lot of things. She's
Yeah.
learning.
And ISSA is all about cleaning and hand hygiene's part of that.
Absolutely.
I want to ask this, what was your first job and what did it teach you that helped you with this job?
Let's see. So my first job started straight out of college. I actually had a different career for the first almost decade of my professional life. I was working in politics, specifically the campaign politics sector, and a lot of that really is just working with people, team building. It's a lot of marketing. And as I was going through that and, everything from local campaigns to national campaigns, just realized more and more how much I liked the marketing aspects of that. And so much of that has really translated into this job that I'm doing now, how to talk to people. A lot of it is just translation, right? Where we have all of these benefits and resources and these amazing things that this association has developed for our members. How do we communicate that to people and make them see the value and make them understand, all of the pieces that we have to help them?
And I understand the very start of all this was, were you a Buckeye?
I was OH.
Not yet.
Come
Now
on, you
you're
have
in
to finish
Washington.
that one, Jeff. You're in Columbus, right?
That's right. I had to ask about that. You used to live in my hometown here, and you were a
Yes,
Buckeye, and you went to school at OSU.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I did. Proud alumni.
All right. So when not working, those
Yes.
rare moments and chasing the kid around, what else do you enjoy doing? What are your hobbies or activities you like?
Baking, number one. I'm a big baker, to my own detriment. I used to have, before we moved out here, I had a huge network of people. They would be getting a pie, they'd be getting a cake, they'd be getting some cupcakes or muffins, and working on building that back out here so I can bake to my heart's content, without having to eat it all myself. Although I will say eating the baked goods probably is a close second hobby there.
So your favorite food must be some baked good.
My favorite food, Jeff, would be a cheeseburger. I just don't think you can ever go wrong with an all-American cheeseburger. Throw some bacon on that puppy. I'm a happy gal. Very soon.
Let's pivot to your professional role. For those who may not fully understand what marketing at ISSA involves, how would you describe your role? What do you do?
I handle the marketing for a lot of different aspects of ISSA, but really, we're kind of looking internal and external. Internally, we're communicating to our members the amazing programs, the resources we have for them, new things that are being developed, and trying to get those members plugged into the resources that are most relevant and most helpful to them. Looking externally, we're trying to find new members. We're trying to raise the public profile. I do our advocacy marketing. I'm lead on our advocacy marketing. So some of that is raising awareness in the public, on a more consumer level. But then also, yeah, it's recruitment of new members and just showing them the value of ISSA, why they should become part of our family.
Now, you alluded to this earlier. You worked in politics. You mentioned that's kind of like marketing in a way. How did you end up here in the cleaning industry? Would your former college roommate say, "Hey, this is where Sarah belongs"?
Maybe, maybe. Well, as I mentioned, working in politics it's actually there are a lot of similarities with marketing. You're marketing people, you're marketing issues. It's the same thing. And the things that I really loved in that career, it was all the project management I got to do, all the relationship building, all of the creative work. It was just a great space to kind of dig into all of that. And the more I worked in that, the more I really appreciated it. And so when I started to kind of move more concretely in that direction towards the marketing lane, I stepped into a role that was in the association space. I was with a state association in Ohio. And I did all of their kind of communications and marketing and even their design work for a couple of years. And I was just kind of ready to grow within a team. It was a one deep position. I was the only person handling that aspect of our communications, really small association, um, staff wise. And so when this opportunity came along with ISSA, it just was such a great way for me, I think, to grow within a team. I was just really excited about that. And we have just with it being a global association, there are so many ways to play around with different marketing techniques and to promote different things. And oh my goodness, we always have something new to promote. There are so many things that are going on with ISSA. It just never stops. And so, also going back to that political career, I just love action. I love doing things. I love always working. And there's never a dull moment at ISSA.
Now, you work in many different parts of ISSA because we have divisions, departments. What's
Mhm.
your favorite story to tell? Is it about advocacy since you come from a government background? I know you work with healthcare, you work with media, but here we are. We're doing that right now. So, if you think about when the impact you make, what kind of story do you like to tell the most?
Jeff, it really varies by what is going on. I mentioned things are always happening. Um, Advocacy that that just goes back to my original career, my original heart. And it's amazing to see our members really engage with that. That program, our advocacy programs have just been growing and growing year over year, which is amazing to be involved with. I was able to be part of our advocacy summit last year. Great event for anyone who hasn't been a part of that. Just so impactful. Um, we've got our emerging leaders program, all these opportunities for professional development. And you mentioned healthcare. We just launched that last year, and that's just growing more and more. We've got new certification programs that are going to be rolling out. And really, it's just seeing I think the reason this is such a difficult question to answer is because of how far reaching this industry really is. There are so many business types and professional types, and we have so many ways that we kind of work with them. I don't know that I have a favorite, honestly. Honestly.
That's okay. When I talk to people who are not part of our industry and they all they see is cleaning.
Right,
They don't see advocacy, healthcare. They don't
right.
see the emerging leaders, all the things you mentioned that you work on. So maybe that was how it was when you first started. You just didn't know how
That's
extensive
very
this was going to
true.
be.
That's very true. And I think that that's a very good point and observation. Cleaning and this facility management, facility solutions really is the underpinning of our society. And
Mhm.
I think people don't realize how many things that touches on. The manufacturers of products, the people actually cleaning the spaces, the trainers. I mean, there are just so many ways that we have an impact on health and safety. And being able to work directly with an industry that does that is just, it's just a privilege, I would say.
Folks, that means Sarah's sticking around a few years, that's for sure. So,
Can't get rid of me, not yet.
marketing, I know that involves numbers and analytics.
Mhm.
What part of your work reminds you that it's not just about that, that it's about the people as well?
So much of what we do. I mean, I love to hear from our members, and I think the more I get involved with ISSA, the more opportunities I have to attend events that we have and really build relationships with our members. It just is eye-opening, the needs that they have and the people that they touch and the stories that they tell. We have things like our Spotless Spaces competition that's running every year as part of International Cleaning Week that we just launched last year. Being able to highlight the members in the real work that they're doing is awesome. And I'm sure, you mentioned I'm starting to work with media and doing the marketing for that. The stories that we get to tell and promote, it's just really amazing to be a part of.
So thinking about all this, you got up this morning ready for a full day of work. End of the day, what does a good day at work feel like to you? What's that look
A
like?
good day at work, what does that look like? I'm a box checker. So really it's just getting these programs launched. We've got the campaigns built out, the strategy built out, and really just being able to look back and see the success of things. And to me, that success is that it's resonating with our members, right? That they're engaging with programs. It's not just yeah, we sent the email and somebody opened it. They're actually signing up, they're taking part, and they're starting to see the value in all of these things that we have. I mean, that sounds a little cliche, but really that's what's very exciting about it.
Oh, I like that. Last question. In closing, finish the sentence. You ready?
I'm ready. Maybe. I'm bracing.
The most meaningful part of working in marketing at ISSA is,
I think it's the member stories and being able to tell them. I mean, I'm sorry to sound like a broken record because I kind of just talked about this, but that really is it. That's what we're here for. We're here for our members. We're here to support them and to elevate them. And just being able to do that, it's not the work that we do, it's the work that they're doing. And that's the amazing story to tell.